What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another live episode of Lamplight City. We are... Oh yeah, I forgot about this. We are on the trail of the Justice Killer. I don't know what we're doing. Let's see. Okay, so we know all about the stuff with the things. We have all the dead bodies and everything like that everybody was doing. There's no doubt the serial murderer known as the Justice Killer and the flower shop burglar are one and the same. It's time to track him down and bring him to justice. So we have to find the Justice Killer, investigate Percival Donahoe's office at the House of Parliament, speak with Miss McDonough. Wow, jeez. Find out the identity of Ruby. Find out who sabotaged the iron mill at the Thornbum Iron Works. Speak to the serving girl at the ruined coffee house. I think that's what we're going to do now. Yeah. I don't know why we came back in this place, but... so the coffee house... right here. Okay. So this lovely lady. The serving girl.
Begging your pardon, miss.
How can I help you, sir?
Well, do you know Ennis Bowditch?
I understand you were involved with Ennis Bowditch.
Oh.
Was involved, yes. I haven't spoken to him in nearly 2 months.
Why not?
Oh, were you not aware of his death then?
What? Ennis is dead?
Yep, it's your fault.
This is awkward.
Indeed. I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news.
How did it happen?
I'm afraid he was murdered.
Murdered? By who? And why?
The Justice
Those are
Killer.
exactly the questions I'm trying to answer myself.
Oh, I see.
For justice.
Are you a detective?
A private investigator, yes.
Well, I'll answer what I can. If it helps any, that is.
I'm certain it will.
Yeah.
What was your relationship with Mr. Bowditch like?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was nice at first. He was a proper gentleman-like. But then something changed.
Oh?
It's like I told Ruby. I think he might have got hit on the head at work.
Oh.
Because he seemed to be a completely different person. He'd get angry for no reason. He even... Well, that bit's not important.
He hit you.
At first, I thought he was just going through some rough times, but after a while I realized he'd changed for the worse.
What?
So I broke things off. He wasn't too happy about it, but I wasn't going to stick with a man like that.
Good for you. So now we know who Ruby is, or hopefully we're going to find out who, but
You've
let's
been working
hold
here
off.
for quite a while, haven't you?
I have, yes. Coming up on 3 years. Been a real pleasure getting to know all the regulars. They've come to be sort of like a second family. By the way, whatever happened with you and your lady friend?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, that nice lady you met in here a couple of times. Did it work out between the two of you?
That was strictly business.
Right. Well, if you see her, tell her I said hello.
Alright, well, she's at home getting drunk. What's going on, Tumblr? How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. I be awesome. How you be? Let's ask about Ruby.
This friend of yours, Ruby, did she know an MP named Percival McDonough?
I'm not sure. Ruby knows a lot of men.
Is that so?
Well, no, I don't mean... It's just... Oh, damn it all, me and my big mouth. She'll have my guts for garters now.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. No one's in trouble. But I think I'd like to speak with Ruby. Could you tell me where I can find her?
No. You see, she moves around quite a lot. Never in the same place for more than a night or two.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm sure.
I think she's given us a clear picture of what Ruby does for a living.
Yeah.
Normally, I'd be all for pressing this girl more until she cracks, but I like her. I think we'll be able to find Ruby without causing her more discomfiture.
Well, thank you for the information. You've been very helpful.
All right. And let's talk about the Justice Killer.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
Justice killer? Is that some kind of pesticide?
No, it isn't.
Never
mind.
Just
I'll let you get back to work.
go away.
Thank you, sir.
You were in Minecraft. Nice. I was on there, 3-4 days ago? Finished off the sheep farm. Yeah. Finally. I don't think there's a...
Asleep at a coffee house. One of life's little ironies.
Yeah, finally got the sheep farm done. Not the sorting part or delivery system or any of that, but I got the water stream to hoppers done. And all the hoppers, droppers, rafflecopters all hooked up. Yeah, pretty awesome. Okay, so we have no idea on Miss Ruby. We also have to figure out who sabotaged that. Let's go back to the thing with the thing. Oh yeah, you were in stream that night. This dude's still here. You
The
think
former
he'd remove
Percival
the dead body?
McDonough, being a good politician. Nothing but a bunch of...
Right. And we know about, see...
It seems the killer didn't want anyone to know about this meeting with McDonough, and possibly not with Ruby either. It seems the killer didn't want...
Right.
No time to waste.
Damn it. Okay, I think we're gonna start at the top. Oh, you got the enchantment room done. Nice. The McDonough residence. Maybe we'll talk to her. See if
Hello
she knows
again,
anything
Mr.
about.
Fordham.
Oh, you shush. I remember you. You were a pain in the
Probably
you know
best to leave her to her grief.
Damn it.
They look expensive, but
I have a. There's got to be something. No. That leads us to something. Okay. Let's talk to the cabbie, maybe. Have we been here before?
remember, a black eye is not a badge of honor. Anyone picking a fight will be dismissed immediately. Well, that's hardly any fun, is it?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
A good old reliable hansom cab. Nothing fancy, just gets you from point A to point B. The way it should be.
Yeah. Let's talk to him.
Good evening.
Evening to you, sir. If you're looking for a job, I'm afraid we're currently all booked up.
No, actually, I was wondering if I might ask you a few questions.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Did you know Reggie Willingham?
Reggie? Sure, I knew him. Well, just as rather I didn't.
Well, you'd be happy
Oh,
to know he's
why do you
dead.
say that?
The man was a bore, a scoundrel, a no-good bounder.
I wish he would tell us how he really felt.
Only reason they kept him on here was because he was a good driver.
So it's fair to say you didn't like him?
Nobody did. When I heard he'd been killed, wasn't exactly a surprise. If I treated people the way he did, I'd surely have a lot of enemies.
Could you elaborate a bit on Mr. Willingham's behavior?
Oh, he was a proud one. Thought he was God's gift to mankind. Always strutting around, bragging about how many gratuities he'd earned or how many fist fights he'd won against drivers from Phillips. He had the shortest fuse I've ever seen, too. Just looking at him the wrong way could set him off. I'd always laugh to myself when he'd brag about how many women he'd had in a week.
Why is that?
Because it was obvious he had to pay for the pleasure. A man like that isn't going to get a woman otherwise.
I bet. He's quite the looker.
What can you tell me about Colson Cabs?
Yeah.
Not a bad place, really. Only problem is the number of people always coming here for work. Lots of folks think driving a cab is an easy job that anyone can do, but that's not the case. You need to know this city like the back of your hand, and it helps to know how to drive. So we get lots of fellas starting here who don't have the slightest clue what they're doing. They don't last long.
What about the automated cabs? Are those a problem for you?
I prefer not to think about those.
Yeah. I don't think
Colson has said
anyone
he's got
does.
no plans to replace his fleet, so it's all that matters to me.
You ever wondered about that expression, you gotta know something like the back of your hand? How often in a day do you spend looking at the back of your hand? Just asking.
Are you familiar with the so-called Justice Killer?
I've heard a few rumors here and there about some murders in the Chum, but I haven't paid them much attention. There's plenty for me to worry about in my own life.
Aren't you concerned for your safety?
No.
Not really. Well, I haven't done anything wrong. So if this loony's going around doing justice, nothing for me to worry about.
He makes a good point. I think we need to get a better idea of what exactly these victims did to incur the wrath of our killer.
I was thinking that all along. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, does it, Tumblr? Like, you know, you spend, what, a fraction of a second looking at the back of your hand. Maybe if you turn your hand over to look at a watch or something. It's not like I study it. I don't know the back of my hand very well.
So you're a driver here?
I am, sir. The pay isn't so great, but beats starving to death in the gutter. Don't know what else to tell you, really.
Oh yeah, these guys.
Have you had any trouble from the Redites?
No, sir. They got no reason to give us any trouble. What with us still using horse-drawn cabs. I imagine the fellas over at Phillips have, but I can't be certain. We don't deal with those a lot if we can help it.
I don't think interviewing anyone from Phillips would be a good use of our time. Our priority is finding the Justice Killer, after all.
I appreciate your time, sir.
Pleasure's all mine.
All right.
I thought about a career as a mechanic once. Glad I chose police work. Way less messy.
I think that's pretty much all there is. All right, so we learned absolutely nothing. Okay, the only one that we really haven't done is this, which we already did do, but...
Leave him to his work.
Yeah.
Here's the budget. Too bad I wouldn't get too close. So this is...
We can't do anything there. I'm gonna try the police station, I guess. We'll just kind of go... Oh, man, we gotta talk to this dick face.
The rumor was all...
Chief Snelling?
Yes, Fordham?
Have you got any information on the Redites?
The Redites? That ridiculous gang of troublemakers? Yes, I have some information. What's your interest in them?
A witness is refusing to speak with me unless I can figure out who sabotaged his iron mill.
I see. All I can offer is a list of names of known Redites along with their last known whereabouts. But I remind you that you only have until tomorrow afternoon before this indulgence expires, and I throw you in jail.
Whatever, bro.
This seems like a waste of time.
I ain't worried.
That's my decision to make.
Yeah.
Very well. I'll give you the list when you're ready to leave.
Sure
I
thing,
need to get
Steve
back to my
Buscemi.
investigation.
Yes. Time is not on your side, Fordham.
He does look like Steve Buscemi, though. Give me that list,
Here
dink.
you are. This is the most recent list of known Redites.
Good. Clovis, suspect in 3 instances
This is a
of
lot of
sabotage.
names.
Oh, crap.
If we're going to track down this saboteur, it might be best to retire to a more tranquil environment.
Yeah.
Fancy a trip back to Upton's?
Yep. Let's do it. I peed in your cup. Uh-huh.
Right. This should be a quiet enough spot to concentrate on finding that saboteur. I just hope Upton doesn't mind you turning her parlor into your own personal study.
I'm sure she'll have no objection.
Nope, she don't give
Now,
a damn.
let's have a look at that list again.
Okay, so we have a suspect in 3 instances of sabotage. OKW, Lechosa, Western Vespuccia. Guy McKee, 15-year sentence, so he's out. Suspect in 2, involved in a factory explosion. He's deceased. So we have 6 instances of sabotage. 4 instances. Bainbridge, Worcester, Gascony, and Worcester. Okay, start from the
I
top.
think we can rule out Mr. Sullivan as a suspect. He's Western Vespuccia's problem now.
Right.
Unless Mr. McKee has escaped... Paris Wilson. Those initials don't match the ones on the letter. I don't think this is our suspect.
Oh yeah, what the hell were the things?
If dead men could cause explosions, let's just say things would be a lot different. This clearly isn't the right suspect.
Was it PF or LD?
Peyton Ferguson. The initials match those on the letter we got at the Lamplight Depot.
I'd say it's our best bet.
Lucian Donaldson. Those initials don't match the ones on the letter. I don't think this person is our suspect.
Right. So Peyton Ferguson, St. Louis Road or St. Louis Road, Gascogne. Okay, can we go now? Oh, Yeah, I think it's the PF.
Well.
Peter
Who's
Frampton.
this lovely specimen?
Allow me to introduce Peyton Ferguson, known Redite and prime suspect in a sabotage at the Thorbomb Ironworks. I picked him up and brought him straight to you.
Ooh, a saboteur. Just leave him to me and I'll make him feel right at home.
Please find the Justice Killer soon, Miles. Being Giles' prisoner is not my idea of a good time.
Right. I'll leave you to it then.
So that's it? So we just busted his ass? Okay, I think we can go back here and talk to, I don't remember. Talk to him.
Mr. Mims, a word if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, that's it, Mr. Mims.
Yes, what is it?
I like this guy because he sort of reminds me of the State Farm voice.
Are you sure you can't tell me anything about Hannibal Kirkland?
It's like I've told you. I've got to deal with this mess. I don't have time for your questions.
I found the person responsible for sabotaging your iron mill.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, yeah?
His name is Peyton Ferguson. He's currently at the Bow Street Jail.
Hey, not bad. I owe you one, Detective.
He certainly does.
Now tell me
Can you
about
tell me
Hannibal.
about Hannibal Kirkland.
Good worker. Mostly kept to himself. Real shame what happened to him.
You said Kirkland was a good worker?
One of my best. I knew something was up when he didn't show up for a couple of days. Don't think he'd ever missed work before.
Did he have any personal effects he kept here, or an area where he worked?
He had a cabinet downstairs in the workers' changing area, just like everyone else. You can go take a look if you want, but I don't think the police found anything. Kirkland's cabinet is the third one from the left.
Third from the left, okay.
Do you know if anyone here disliked Kirkland?
Enough to want him dead? Nah, there's the occasional scrap, but everyone around here gets along for the most part. Like I said, he mostly kept to himself. Head down, didn't bother nobody.
Do you know what he did outside of work?
No idea. I only ever saw him here.
Really? And have you heard about the Justice Killer? Are you him?
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
The who?
He's a serial murderer who's killed 5 men over the past 4 months.
Is that right? Never heard of him.
He may have killed one of your men. Weren't the police here asking about it?
Oh, is that what that was all about? I know they came poking around here a while back, but I was busy dealing with other things.
It's nice to see the lines of communication here are wide open.
Yeah.
I'll be going now.
Be careful on your way out.
Was that a threat? Did he just threaten me? Over here. 1, 2, 3. What am I doing?
At least having a heater down here manages to keep things warm. I remember the changing rooms at the police station were always ice cold.
Ice cold. Please stop shaving in the showers. The cleaning lady almost tore my head off. She says the drains can't take all the hair. 0, 8, something. Damn it. There we
Empty.
go.
That's disappointing.
Not completely empty. There's something at the bottom here.
12 refined ladies in waiting. All sizes, petite, skinny. What does that say? Bosom? I don't know. Special. Present this handbill and 50 shillings for the normal 1 crown treat. 458 Petticoat Lane. Yay!
It seems our friend Hannibal had a few extracurricular activities after all.
Hey, don't judge.
Gilded lily, huh? That's a bit suspicious.
Who knew such a pretty flower could cause such an inconvenience? The answer to that question is me, in case you were wondering. Flowers bring nothing but trouble. Trouble and snot.
That's enough, Bill. We need to get a move on.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like there's someone in there. If you weren't so bashful, I'd suggest joining in. You could certainly use it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Leave me in my shower time out of this.
He seems rather upset over the current
Yeah, he always is just upset about everything, no matter what it is. The Gilded Lily. Oh, let's take a look at some of those little lovely ladies.
Well,
I'll take
hello
that one.
there, handsome.
Ah.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily. Come over here and tell me what kind of pleasure it is you're looking for.
I'm afraid I'm here for business, not pleasure.
Oh, well, that's just a shame, isn't it?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. And you are?
You can call me Serafina. I'm in charge of this establishment.
You won't mind if I take a look around or ask you some questions?
As long as you keep to the front room, you can do whatever you like. Beyond that, you're gonna have to pay.
So if I want to go back
maybe
door.
it's best if you leave this part out when you tell Adelaide about the case later.
Yeah.
What a charming statue. Wouldn't she get cold fetching water in that state of undress?
No. Depends on the season.
Oh, my virgin eyes. You certainly won't find art like that at the National Gallery. I'm not too familiar with places like this, but I believe that's where the fun happens, if you've got the crowns for it.
Let's see. Oh, talk to.
Looks nervous. Wonder if this is his first time.
Am I loud in
I think
here?
that room is reserved for paying customers. We won't be able to get back there without a good reason.
That's what she said. All right, let's talk
May
to
I
her.
ask you a few questions, Serafina?
Of course you may, but I can't guarantee the answers will be free.
Yes.
Did you have a man named Hannibal Kirkland as a client?
I make it my practice not to learn the names of any customers here, Mr. Fordham. I hate to disappoint anyone who comes through those doors, but discretion is paramount in this business.
Well,
Really?
at least you know you can trust these women with your secrets.
Let's
This
go
is a
to
lovely
first.
establishment you have. And such a nice name, too.
Thank you, my dear. It wasn't always called the Gilded Lily, though. We were formerly known as Le Maison de Tolérance.
What inspired the name change?
That's a bit of a long story. Not worth getting into.
How long have you been operating?
Going on 25 years. Business has been good. There's a reason this is the world's oldest profession, you know.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into this business?
Like many of the other girls, it was the best of some bad options. I had no interest in being beholden to a husband. I may be a fallen woman, but better to fly and fall than to have your wings clipped.
Do you enjoy the work?
It's a job like any other, Mr. Fordham. There are good days and there are bad days. But my girls are my family. We take care of each other.
Oh, I
I
bet you
couldn't
do.
ask for anything better.
I didn't mean that in a sexual way. I meant in a killing way.
Do you by chance have a girl named Ruby in your service?
Ruby? Yes. She's one of our newest girls.
Ooh, I
Oh,
like
she's
new.
not in any sort of trouble, is she?
No.
Not at all. I merely wanted to speak with her.
Well, she should be in the dressing room. If you go through the rear door and follow the hallway down, it's the last door on the left.
I see. Thank you.
Wow, you're gonna let me in the back door just immediately? Woohoo. This is kind of advancing a little fast for me.
Do you know anything about the Justice Killer?
I'm afraid not, dear. I don't normally associate with killers.
Are you sure you don't know anything? He's the reason I'm here.
Well, I can assure you I know nothing about your murderer. If the trail has led you here, it's surely just coincidence.
Yeah, she seems awfully certain of that. It's a good thing we don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah, Percival McDonough.
Did you know Percival McDonough?
The politician? I knew who he was, but never met him personally.
He was seeing Ruby, wasn't he?
Not regularly, no. In fact, his first and only visit with her was yesterday.
Were you aware that he was murdered shortly after that?
I had no idea. How terrible.
Yes, it is terrible. This means she's lost a potential repeat customer.
Thank you for your time.
Of course, my dear.
I don't know if I trust her. Should we trust her? She did say we could go in her back door. let's see if we can go in this back door. Oh yeah, we can. Nice.
Oh, hello. Did Serafina send you back here for me?
Yes.
Yes, but not for the usual reasons. I'm a private investigator. My name is Miles Fordham. Ruby, I presume?
Yes, that's right. What do you need from me?
Just some information.
Well, I'll do my best.
Okay, I'm gonna call it. She's crazy. She's redhead. Who is this?
Lily, 1809 to 1843. I wonder what happened to her.
She was only 32, 34 years old.
No lilies? Seems like a missed opportunity. That's a nice locket for being such a cheap piece of jewelry.
313-2213. Really? So we're just stealing the crap now from a dead person's thing.
I'm guessing this is where most of the girls keep their personal belongings. Doesn't seem to offer much in the way of privacy.
Okay.
The girls here don't get much in the way of a dressing area. Still, something is better than nothing, I suppose.
I concur. And I don't think these are the same flowers. But
So, Ruby.
Yes?
hi. She's pretty. Oh my god, look at all the stuff. Okay, let's start with Hannibal.
Did you ever have a client named Hannibal Kirkland?
No, that name doesn't sound familiar. Sorry.
No, bull. What about penis?
Do you know
Or
Ennis
anus?
Bowditch?
Bowditch? Didn't think I'd be hearing that name again.
Uh-oh.
As I understand it, he was seeing your friend, the serving girl at the ruined coffee house.
Yeah, that's right. Annabelle. She broke things off with him a while ago, though.
So she said. Did you ever know him to be violent?
Violent? The bastard nearly beat Annabelle's brains in once.
Whoa.
Why do you think she chucked him?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
At least she had the good sense to get rid of him.
I'll say.
Perhaps we should go confirm this newly discovered fact with Annabelle.
Uh-huh. Burley Calls.
Did you ever meet a man named Burley Cause?
No, I never met him, but one of the other girls had him as a client. I remember because she was laughing about his name. He wasn't very burly, if you get my meaning.
Right.
Thanks. That's what we call in the future TMI.
Are you familiar with Reggie Willingham?
Oh, him? He had to be banned from here.
Really?
Really? What happened?
He got way too rough with one of the girls. She ended up shy a few teeth.
Holy
Dear
hell.
Lord.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't too fond of boundaries. Good riddance to him, I say.
Were you aware that Mr. Willingham was murdered?
What? Oh, well, now I feel terrible for saying good riddance.
Yeah.
I meant...
I think I know what you meant, Ruby. It's fine.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's a rather nice portrait. Who's the subject?
Oh, that's Lily. Before my time. Serafina knows loads about her. Even changed the name of this place in her honor. You might try asking
Really?
her if you want to know more.
I think I might. Tell me about yourself. What's
How
your
long
cup
have you
size?
been in this business?
Only a few months now. Used to work at a kitchen, but then they brought in some of those new automated machines.
Ah, sadly familiar story.
Yeah.
At least this profession isn't in any danger of being made obsolete by steam tech. Cold steel can never replace a warm touch.
Let's just hope that's true.
What about Percival?
You met recently with Percival McDonough, is that right?
How did you know that?
I know everything.
I thought he was meant to keep those sorts of things private.
He had your name written down in his calendar.
And you found me here based on that?
Oh, I know.
I am a
really
detective.
good.
Suppose that's true. Anyway, yes. I only met him the one time. There wasn't anything remarkable about him.
Oh, that's an
After
insult.
we finished, he got all emotional about his wife, but I could hardly understand what he was saying. I hate it when they cry afterwards.
Like it's a common thing.
Have you heard of the
Oh.
Justice Killer?
No, I don't believe so.
He's a serial murderer who's killed 5 victims, mostly men from Chumley.
Oh dear, that sounds dreadful. Is that what you're investigating?
Yep.
It is. Do you know anyone who might have some information about him?
I don't. Sorry I can't be more help.
I'll just leave you to it then.
Thanks, love.
We'll leave you to it. I'm sure you will.
I'm guessing this is where
Okay. Nothing else. Nope. painting, shrine. Yeah, everything else seems to be gone. Let's talk to the lady at the front and find out about Lele.
May I ask you a few questions, Serafina?
Of course you may, but I can't guarantee the answers will be free.
You said that last time.
Could you tell me about the young lady in the portrait hanging in the back room?
Ah, that's Lily Peterson. She was a wonderful woman and a great friend.
What happened to her?
It's a rather tragic story, Mr. Fordham. I'd rather not go into too much detail. The short version is this. She was with a client who got very carried away. She was able to defend herself enough to mortally wound the bastard, but the damage had already been done. The girls and I decided among us that we would rename this establishment in her honor.
Aww.
Some days it's still hard to believe she's gone. I haven't even been able to get rid of her box of things.
I'm very sorry for your loss, Serafina.
Thank you, dear. It was especially awful given Lily's past. Her sister died at the hands of her own husband some 16 years before. Some people just can't escape tragedy, no matter how far they run.
Huh. Something tells me these deaths are significant. It might be a good idea to learn as much as we can about Lily Peterson.
Yeah, boy. Man.
Thank you for your time.
Of course, my dear.
No problem. Well, I don't know about you, but that was hard. Wait. What? Oops. Let's do this. Let's end it here. I need to, take care of a few things. So I'm going to call the episode here, everybody. Thank you so very much for watching, everybody in stream. Hang out for a second. I'll be right back. Take care.